Church and Aaron Sanders with you here as we welcome you back to the Sportsplex for OCAA men's basketball action between the Conestoga Condors and the St. Clair Saints. For the story, Royal, we begin with the Conestoga Condors coming up with a big victory against the Lambton Lions last night, and obviously they have a couple of players we have to look after for today.
Yes, they were pretty impressive last night. I just talked to the coach. He's very pleased with his players. Now they're 4-5 and on a bit of a run. So they're a team to be contend with.
It's going to be interesting to see how everything plays out. They come in averaging around 78 points per game, and they're coming off a big victory. There's the stats right there.
There's their record reflecting the win last night, 4-5. As you mentioned, about 78 points a game. And a team that seems to be improving, although they do have some injuries today, Aaron.
Absolutely. We'll get to that later on. You take a look at the stats for the Saints, currently winning 1 in a row, 8-2. They want to finish off the 2019 campaign with a 9-2 record. We'll quickly go to the starting lineups for the Conestoga Condors. There are 4 scratches into their lineup as well, but they're able to take care of business every chance they get. The starting lineups are as follows. Avery Sutton, along with Stefan Simic, Foza Abanzi. You have to look after him today. Isaiah Edwards and Tanuti Silla will round out the starting 4 for the Conestoga Condors. The St. Clair Saints, on the other hand, they'll start with the same lineup they had a night ago. And David Gomez Jr., Hassam Shallow, Jalen Harmon, Glenn Willis Paris, and Josiah Deere rounding out the starting 5 for the St. Clair Saints. St. Clair coming up with a huge victory last night, 85-81 against the Redeemer Royals, a game that was decided in the final 2 minutes.
Yes, but Glenn Willis Paris was a huge factor in that game last night, Aaron. His long-distance three-point shooting was real impressive, and I think when push came to shove, he came through in the clutch, for sure.
And his 3 in the final few minutes ended up to be the dagger for the Saints. Ended up with a double-double, 13 points, 10 rebounds, but now we head into today's battle. The officiating crew for today's game is Jamie Ireland, Jeff Astols, and Mike Mitchell. As Glenn Willis Paris will tip it off for the Saints. For the Condors, it will be Isaiah Edwards. Both of these clubs coming off strong victories from a night ago. Conestoga coming in overnight and with a few scratches as well. Cindy Kambango, their leading scorer, now playing along with Jalen Roberts, Tucker Sutton, and Ahmad Hassan. So those are the scratches that you were alluding to earlier. And for the Condors, this is just their 3rd year back in the OCAA after a 20-plus year hiatus in basketball. But they keep on getting better and better every year, and I even said this about the ladies team as well. Just their 3rd year, and they keep on getting higher and higher into the Western Division.
Yeah, both teams are impressive, Aaron. The girls played exceptionally well today.
Tip is controlled by the St. Clair Saints, and they have a first touch as we begin this afternoon's OCAA contest. Gomez Jr. coming off an injury a weekend ago. Tip in no good by Willis Paris. And Ifoza Bonzi comes up with a rebound. That's somebody you have to look after, averaging 15 points and 10 rebounds a game. A double-double nearly every game. 3 from the corner from Silla, no good. Harmon comes up with a rebound. And this is the same Jalen Harmon who was very quiet scoring-wise last night. But not this fella who just knocked down the triple. Glenn Willis Paris right on the cue as he scores the first 3 points of the game.
Very impressive. He continues to be.
Here's a Bonzi, hands it off to Edwards. Misses the jumper from the elbow. Willis Paris over the shallow. Driving inside is Gomez Jr. Defers it to Willis Paris. Misses the 3 this time around. Tanuti Silla came up with the board. And now it's in the hands of Stefan Simic. Simic over to Avery Sutton. Sutton on the drive in from the right. He'll go to the free throw line.
Now, a number of these Conestoga players, Aaron, are smaller in size.
Take a look at the replay of the final play.
Oh, yes.
That's just a good pick from Ofoza Bonzi.
Nice change of direction there as he got the foul, and he's going to the free throw line.
Harry Sutton, this is his third year from the Kitchener area. Known to be an 88% free throw shooter. And he misses the first. Splits the pair of free throws. It's now 3-1. Conestoga has one more game before the break. That's against the Humber Hawks on the road next weekend. Meanwhile, the Saints are playing their final home game of the 2019 portion of the season. Here's Deere from downtown. Put her there. So Josiah Deere gives the Saints a 6-1 lead, and all the points so far have been from downtown. Simic finds an opening, gives it to Edwards. They flip it up inside, and it'll stay with Conestoga.
Obviously, some really excellent three-point shooting going on here early in this game, Aaron.
And last night, the Saints were able to connect from downtown with a 27% percentage. That shot's missed. There's Shallow down to the far side. Over to Harmon. They're looking to drive, goes inside with the right hand, no good. The ball gets tipped around. Willis Paris beats them to it. Shallow. A tough move to the basket, but it'll be Conestoga ball. Two minutes and 33 seconds into this game, and St. Clair is up by 5. Simic on the drive. Trying to go to the right, and it goes in the hands of Isaiah Edwards. Long two, and it goes. And Isaiah Edwards knocks down the first field goal for the Condors. Here's Gomez Jr. with the Euro step and the finish as he flexes his muscles. Here's Edwards driving over Willis Paris, cross-court pass. Sutton, Edwards. Ball gets poked around, double dribble. St. Clair opening up on a 8-3 lead in the opening stages of this game. Shallow over to Willis Paris. He's now 1 for 3 from downtown. And here's Simic. The three doesn't go for Javante Cooper. Simic, long two. And at this point, the Saints have to look for other scoring options on the offensive end. Gomez Jr. denied entry inside. Defers it over to Deere. Deere tried to split the two defenders but can't. It's taken away. Here's Cooper. Feeds it to Silla with the reverse. So Tanuti Silla on the board as it's now a 1-point St. Clair lead. Gomez Jr. pops up. Doesn't hit it. Here's Sutton down to the basket. Sutton fires it inside the key, no good. Silla with a rebound. It's poked away. We'll see what the whistle's called on. Appears to be on Javante Cooper as substitutions are made. Ahmed Roddy comes in. And for St. And for St. Clair, Jerry Mercury checks in. Taking
Here's
a look
the
at the last
replay.
play.
Conastoga takes the ball under and shoots a reverse layup. Excellent shot, well done, very impressive.
Conestoga on the move after taking an early deficit. Now they take it away. Here's Simic, controls the ball against Darnell Petty, who's checked in. Whistle on the play. Conestoga gets another chance.
I've noticed here, Aaron, that St. Clair's intensity level is not as high as last night. I don't know if you have or not, but it doesn't seem to be as high, and they're going to have to turn it up because Conestoga's coming after them here.
It's been a different story, especially with these back-to-back home doubleheaders that they have had so far. One game, they're firing on all cylinders at the beginning. The other game, it takes a while for them to warm up. As Simic puts it up with the left hand, no good. Rebound by Roddy, but he couldn't control it. Here's Darnell Petty on the drive, looking for Mercury, gets taken away. It'll stay with St. Clair. Taking a look at the OCAA West Division standing, St. Clair in second place, the only team above them. The Fanshawe Falcons by a game. The Conestoga Condors right down in 8th place as we return to live action, and an offensive foul is called on Dalen Davis.
But it seems like Conestoga's coming on a little bit and playing much better lately.
There's that final play as Dalen Davis overcommitted. And we are off to a barber's chair timeout. Brandon Segan called the timeout. And for over 2 decades, the Barber's Chair team consists of experienced professional barbers ready to provide you with that perfect cut you've been looking for. Walk-ins are always welcome, or go online to thebarberschairwindsor.com to book your appointment today. Now this is a slow start, very similar to what we've witnessed in the ladies' game. No question about it, as it's now 8-7 St. Clair.
Here we go with the replay. There's Willis Paris with his first shot, which was a successful three-pointer.
And ever since then, he's gone 1 for 3 from three-point land.
Here's another replay. Number 5 taking it to the rim. You can see a beautiful spin move before he gets fouled and goes to the line.
That was Avery Sutton on that last replay. It'll be Conestoga's ball. They're within 1 with 4:30 to go here in the opening quarter. Second game of our doubleheader, the final Saints doubleheader in the 2019 calendar year. Avery Sutton with a reverse, no good. And here comes Shallow on the drive. Shallow trying to find Petty, but got bailed out. Here's Harmon from the key, and it goes. You could count it in a foul.
Jaden Harmon with a good-looking jump shot from the foul line. Here's the replay. He's number 8. 22 gets that hand right up in his neck and face area and fouls him. So Jaden will shoot one more here for the three-point play.
OFW, the old-fashioned way. Aaron Sanders with Royal Church in the Monson Time Express broadcast booth as Jalen Harmon connects on the three-point play. And this is a guy that was quiet scoring-wise last night. 3 points, 2 rebounds, and a steal to his name in 21 minutes of action. Ifoso Abanzi gets it up and in. Again, one of those players you have to look after as he averages a double-double.
I remember last year they came in here, Aaron, that Abanzi had a pretty darn good game.
If I recall correctly, he had over 30 points.
Yes.
If not more than that, it was a stellar performance from Abanzi. Harmon gets the inbounds pass, fake the three. Miles Hall, the player of the game last night, checks in. Goes straight away for the three, bounces in and out. And it will stay with St. Clair with 3:35 left. 11-9 is the score, as it's been very slow scoring here in the first. All with the ball over to Harmon. Harmon finds Davis, falls away, doesn't work out for him. Now Bonzi comes up with a rebound. Simic down to the far side. Gives it up to a Bonzi, and he travels.
Bonzi's a little confused by that, Aaron. He didn't think he traveled. In fact, he thought he got hit in the mouth.
But the referees saw a different story, so that it's a turnover.
Referees saw it differently, and that's the way you have to accept it and move on quickly.
Saints with the ball back, around 3 minutes left. Here's Petty, yes. Darnell Petty connects on a three, and it's now 14-9. Isaiah Edwards set to check back in for the Condors, along with Avery Sutton and Tanuti Silla. Simic for three, off the mark. Roddy with the rebound, gives it right back, and Simic could not connect. Mercury stops his dribble, says over the Hall. Hall gets double teamed, bailed out by Davis, and he gets the ball back. So Miles Hall gets his first 2 points of the day, as the Condor looking for scoring answers. Simic with the step, loses control of his dribble, his kickball called.
St. Clair's picked up the intensity a little bit here, Aaron, and starting to force the issue. Here's your mid-range jump shot.
Here we see Afoso Bonzi, Stefan Simic, and Ahmad Roddy checking right out. Magnani into the game as well for Conestoga. Sutton driving over Hall, 4 on the clock. Edwards fades away, and it goes. Nice play from Isaiah Edwards as the shot clock was winding down. Petty over the Hall, uncontested for the three.
Mr. Hall shooting the ball very well.
19-11 is the score. Ball's in the hands of Javante Cooper. Cooper loses control, and it'll be Saints ball. There's been plenty of turnovers on Conestoga's side, and we're not even into the first quarter.
I find Conestoga to be a scrappy group. They offensive rebound, they really hit the boards hard, and they're impressive in terms of how hard they work.
Outside of the lead, but they have to control those turnovers as Dalen Davis works through the double team, and he gets flustered and is taken away. And here's Tanui Silla, under a minute to go here in the first. Dylan Magnani over to Edwards, jump hook, no good. It will stay with Conestoga. And Matt Buckley, the head coach of the Condors, really content about that previous play. Here's Cooper, gets the pick, goes inside the drive, and draws the foul. So that'll send Javante Cooper to the line.
The Condor guards are very quick, and they can get by you to the rim and score the layup. And there, he was fouled, and now he's at the line for 2 shots. Made the first.
Well, what more do you expect from him? He's perfect from the free throw line this season, despite only scoring about 2.4 points per game. He knocks down both free throws, and David Gomez Jr. will take Darnell Petty's place for the Saints. So 37 seconds left here in the first quarter. St. Clair 19, Conestoga 13. Gomez Jr. with the drive and the bucket. And remember, Gomez Jr. is coming back from an injury he sustained a weekend ago. Silla over to Edwards. Edwards almost lost control of it. Goes inside the drive to two defenders, and it will be an offensive foul. So one more look at Gomez Jr.'s layup.
Here we see Gomez Jr. penetrating right down the center of the court and scoring the layup.
The ability for him to control his shot through the traffic, it's very interesting. Shot clock is off, final shot time for the Saints. Here's Gomez Jr. from downtown, put her there. And Gomez Jr., Miles Hall at the buzzer and put it in! Blink and you will miss it, folks, my goodness. Miles Hall, very quick off the inbound, and gives the Saints a 26-13 lead at the end of one. We'll be back after this.
Are you passionate about a particular sport? Would you like to combine it with your education? Are you thinking about a career in one of the many rewarding construction-related trades? Do you love subjects like science, technology, engineering, or math? Take a look at the academies of the Windsor-Essex Catholic District School Board. You'll be glad you did. And years from now, you'll look back on your high school days as the best times of your life. The academies of the Windsor-Essex Catholic District School Board. We're with you all the way.
Hi, I'm DJ Smith, head coach of the Ottawa Senators. For the best in local sports coverage, We Digital.
Aaron Sanders with Royal Church back in the Monson Time Express broadcast booth here at the Sportsplex. We're going to take one more look at the final plays of the first quarter. It opened up with Gomez Jr. knocking down a three. And then, of course, afterwards, Miles Hall getting the steal from the inbounds pass and beating the buzzer with the layup. 26-13 is the score. And the takeaway from that, Royal, number one, Gomez Jr. and Miles Hall ending up with 7 points each. And the club shooting a blistering 55.6% from the field.
Yeah, very impressive, especially that steal by Miles Hall.
Nobody expected it. And that's why they're up 26-13. 5 on the shot clock. Here's Tanuti Silla from downtown. Yes! And Tanuti Silla opens up the scoring for the Conestoga Condors to begin the second quarter. Deere thought about the three, gives it up to Hall. Hall with an offensive foul, a little too much of the forearm.
Yeah, he drove to the basket. The defensive player responded, and he couldn't stop and pushed him down.
Stefan Simic checks back into the game. Ended up with 2 points at the end of one, but has an assist and a steal to his name. 1 for 4 from the field.
That's only one foul on Miles Hall. And nobody on the Saints has any more than one foul, so that's not a problem so far.
And Cooper will keep possession for the Condors as Dalen Davis smacks it out of bounds. And you can see the Condors a little bit battered and bruised from their victory yesterday over at Lambton. Keep in mind, Lambton is where will the provincial championships be this year. Or should I say next year, down in March. Shot is missed. Here comes Gomez Jr. on the drive. Willis Paris for three, no good. But I want to get back to the provincial championships in Lambton this season. It seems like every team that has come from Lambton, they say it's a very physical team, it's a very intimidating gym to play in. As Edwards misses the bucket.
Well, as you know, Aaron, it's a brand new sports complex. Nice drive by Gomez Jr., and he lays it in.
And Gomez Jr. expand this lead to 12. Cooper from downtown gets it to go. And both teams have turned the intensity on. Dalen Davis comes up with the offensive foul. That's number 2 for Davis. It seems like the offensive fouls have been very detrimental to the Saints this weekend.
There you can see Dalen Davis driving to the basket, and he just took his left arm and pushed a little bit off the ball, and that was called an offensive foul, and rightly so.
We've seen plenty of those last night against the Redeemer Royals. Here's Simic. He has running room, and he draws the foul. Good decision by Simic to split through the defense and take it in himself.
Foul was on Josiah Deere.
And this is Stefan Simic at the line. 50% free throw shooter, his 3rd year with the program. And he knocks down the first. Like the women's game, Conestoga slowly but surely getting back into this game.
Yeah, they
Simic,
got down 13 points there for a while. Aaron, now they're to within 7, so they've cut that deficit down substantially.
we have a barber's chair timeout called by Matt Buckley for the Conestoga Condors. And a really good run for them. It's a 6-0 Conestoga run. And once again, for over 2 decades, the Barber Chair team consists of experienced professional barbers ready to provide you with that perfect cut you've been looking for. Walk-ins are always welcome, or go online to thebarberschairwindsor.com to book your appointment today.
Shout out to Jen at the Barber's Chair, who's my barber, Aaron, and does a very good job.
One more thing to mention, the Mont's On Time Express crew who is here for We Digital Productions this year. From minivans to 24-foot straight trucks, we're committed to make any move big or small, quick and easy for our customers. For bigger loads, accommodations can be made to supply dry vans as well as flatbed trucks. Mont's On Time Express, open 24 hours, 364 days a year. Now, coming out of that timeout, if you're Brandon Segan and Matt Sykes, you have to find some way to stop the bleeding that the Conestoga Condors have been providing.
Yeah, they just, you get up 13 sometimes early in the game and you take your foot off the accelerator, Aaron. It just happens. It's a psychological thing. They got to get rid of that and start to play again.
Well, we saw that yesterday against the Redeemer Royals. They let some of the leading scorers from the other team capitalize, and that's what happens. Takeaway by Silla, and it will stay with Conestoga. He was able to keep his balance behind the baseline.
St. Clair was very fortunate to get out of that without a score.
Under 8 minutes to go here in the half. St. Clair 28, Conestoga 21. This is Edwards. Gets denied by Willis Paris. Tie up on the play. It'll be St. Clair ball.
Here we go, the replay. The baseline drive. Willis Paris plays great defense, avoids the foul, and the jump ball goes to St. Clair possession.
And for the co-coaches and the coach of the Condors, that's all you could ask for. Here's Deere. Mercury, 101 over Silla, no good. And Avery Sutton comes out with a spin move, and he finds Edwards. He goes to work and finishes it. Talk about the footwork and the strength of Isaiah Edwards as he finishes it off over Willis Paris. Hall with the floater, yes.
Hall's really good at that teardrop shot, Aaron.
And with that, Hall has 9 points for the day. And off to Sutton. Outside Simic from downtown, and he puts it there. That cuts the lead into 4. Javante Cooper set to check back in for Conestoga. Gomez gets the runner to go. And we're going to have a little bit of a discussion. This is basically a warning between David Gomez Jr. and Dylan Mahoney. So basically, Jeff Astel's telling both of the players, keep your talk to a minimum.
Here's the replay of Gomez Jr. Dribbles to the foul line, pulls up for that little 8 or 10 footer and makes it.
Simic hits the deck but draws the foul in midair.
Gomez Jr. having a good day today, Aaron. You'd never know that he sat out a game last week injured. He's doing really, really well today.
Well, you have to imagine those type of things will motivate you on your next game back, and it sure did. He ended up with great points the other night, 14 points, 4 of 12 from the field. Meanwhile, Stefan Simic returns to the line. And he knocks down the first. Obviously, the onus for the Conestoga Condors is stay tough, battle yourself through the traffic, and try to get the basket. And at the same time, they've been able to convert those free throws as well, as they see themselves only down 4. Seven on the clock. Shallow from deep, off the front. Silla comes up with the rebound. Finds Edwards. And it's now a 2-point lead with 5:39 to go. Can Deere expand it? He can. As he knocks it from downtown. Cooper over to Simic. Cooper again, all alone for the 3. It goes in and out. Deere comes up with it, over to Harmon. He gets triple teamed and finds Deere again for the 3. Off the mark. Edwards comes up with a board. And Conestoga slowing things down half court. Simic being guarded by Gomez Jr. Sutton fakes the 3. Back to Simic. Can he go again? He does. Avery Sutton cuts the lead to 2 again. Or should I say Stefan Simic. Deere driving for 2. He got it in the hard way, but nonetheless, the Saints are up 37-33. Simic up top. Sutton going through Shallow with the spin move off the right hand and in. Nice finish. As it's a 2-point game again. Mercury. Long 2 doesn't go. Gets his own rebound, fights through everybody and gets it inside.
This Simic kid is really impressive, Aaron.
Simic has 12 for the day. He finds Edwards up top. Going one-on-one against Harmon. Drives with the teardrop, and it goes. We have a shootout here at the Sportsplex, 39-37. Somebody has to regain control of this game. It's been pretty much evenly matched. Gomez, what a tough shot.
As Gomez and Simic exchange
This might end up to be a duel between both of them. As Simic gets the shot to go, and another tough shot. If it isn't from St. Clair, it's from Conastoga. Half-court pressure applied by the Condors. Shallow looking for an opening. Finds Deer. He fires it from deep and scores. Like I said at the end of the first quarter, don't blink or you will miss something. I guarantee you that. Simic on the drive. Tough shot. This time couldn't get to go. Harmon hits the deck, and Gomez Jr. hurdles over him. Gomez Jr., what a feed. Another feed. Deer for three. Put her there.
St. Clair's really turned on the Jets here, Aaron. They're really playing at a high level.
And they find themselves in a scoring run. 2:09 to go in the half. Edwards with a nice footwork on Hartman. Spins around, gets flustered, puts it up. Will it count? It will not count. It's an offensive foul. That's a tough break for the Condors, especially with the nice footwork from Isaiah Edwards.
That's the best defense I've seen today on Harmon.
A full platoon substitution. Let's take another look at this.
Harmon defending really well, moving his feet, forcing the Conestoga player to come up with an elbow and get a charging call.
You know,
So
if there were stats for great footwork,
that
he would have gotten that.
Absolutely.
That's just nice, but it's a tough break for the Condors as the Saints get the ball back. Here's Harmon with under 2 minutes to go. Nice feed. Harmon through the double team. Will that be a tie-up? Nope. Traveling called. Saints still with the lead. Condors not letting up. As Simic brings it up court. Hugh Weichel is into the game for the first time. Here's Silla, guarded by Harmon. 9 on the shot clock. Simic with a crossover over Kadur. Ahmad couldn't finish. Javante Cooper with the rebound. Second chance for the Condors. Cooper, look at him go, and scoring it too. On the other end, Hall. Around is Ahmad. Tight roping the baseline. Shallow. The three. No good. As Javante Mitchell couldn't get to go. Under a minute to go till halftime. Silla for three. It goes off the mark. Very close game since the beginning. Hall with the teardrop. No good. On the rebound was Roddy. Loose ball on the floor. Coming up with it was Weichel, and the Condors get it back. They have numbers. It's a 3-on-2, but they'll slow things down. Shot clock 11, game clock 24. Shot clock at 5. Simic falls away, misses it. It will be St. Clair ball. They'll look for the final shot with 14 seconds to go. And a timeout is called by the Saints. It's a barber's chair timeout. And I'm sure all the players wanted that timeout. The way it's been going back and forth, it's a rest well deserved before halftime.
Very scrappy, a lot of loose balls, a lot of tips. Players hustling, working real hard, Aaron. Here we got the replay. There's Gomez Jr. with a great pass to Shallow. Out to Josiah Deer for the three-point jump shot.
That was just an amazing sequence from St. Clair. But you also have to be amazed at the shots that Conestoga's been putting up. They've been really hard shots, but they've been able to find themselves to maneuver themselves into the basket, not only in midair, but with their footwork too.
Yeah, I'm impressed with Conestoga. Their guards are very quick. They get to the rim. They get the ball to the scorers, and they're really hanging in here with the Saints.
Again, Conestoga may be in 8th place in the Western Division, but the record is not indicative of that. Neither is their game style. Final 8 seconds here in the first half. Here's Hall guarded by Cooper. Here's Shallow. Harmon to beat the buzzer, and it will be a 3 free throw attempt for Jalen Harmon with .5 left.
Ooh. Talk about your bad fouls. Look at this. He hit him right on the wrist as he released the ball.
Tanui Silla trying to commit on the final shot, but it's Jalen Harmon going to the line as he makes the first free throw. One of the Macomb Community College recruits in his first year with the St. Clair Saints, 3rd year overall, misses the second free throw. And St. Clair is a really good, have really good free throw shooters on their team. 2nd in the OCAA with 75%. He knocks down 2 of 3, and that will do it for the first half as Cooper flings it, hits off the board. We're at the half with the score, the St. Clair Saints 49 and the Conestoga Condors 41. We'll come back with the We Digital halftime report after you watch this.
Here, it's about you, your passion, your skills, stepping up to the challenge. It's here where we rise above, soar to our full potential, and where we become work ready. St. Clair College, it's time to take flight. Rise above the ordinary.
Like our champions, we know what it takes to win. Every day we put on our uniforms and we strive to be the best. Ring after ring, we keep practicing until it becomes second nature. Our craftsmen have put in thousands of hours to master their trade. And when things get tough, we make the adjustments needed to stay on top. Barron Championship rings. This is who we are.
Welcome back. We're here at halftime. We're at the half. It's the Saints 49 and the Condors 41. Joining me in the halftime report is the head coach of the Conestoga Condors, Matt Buckley. And Matt, it was a really good first 20 minutes for both teams. I mean, it was a shootout to begin with, but talk us through what you saw in the first half and some positives and negatives.
Definitely on the negative side, our start was a little bit slow. Like, we know these guys love to shoot the three, and they shot 60% in that first quarter, gave up 28 points, and I mean, that's tough to come back from, but our guys fought back, and now it's in reach.
Honestly, how are you guys able to open up here in the second quarter? Because we've seen that nice 1-2 punch from Stefan Simic, along among others, so how are you guys able to open right back up here?
Well, Steph is a smart player on the ball screens. He does a really good job reading that, and then we're getting good kickouts, and guys are staying aggressive. So.
This is the 3rd year for the Conestoga Condors back in the OCAA. How are you guys enjoying the process and the competition?
I mean, we love it. Like, that's why we play, right? Competition. You want to play the best teams. You want to have a chance to win. We're going to have one today. Absolutely.
Second half is underway in about 12 or so minutes. What's going to be the key there?
Key is getting out on shooters, continuing to attack the rim.
Absolutely. Matt, thank you for your time and good luck in the second half.
Thank you.
Matt Buckley, the head coach of the Conestoga Condors. When we come back, we'll have more here in the We Digital Halftime Report.
I want to understand why.
I want this to be perfect. I want to be inspired.
want to be challenged.
No matter the reason, our passion to learn brought us here.
Are you passionate about a particular sport? Would you like to combine it with your education? Are you thinking about a career in one of the many rewarding construction-related trades? Do you love subjects like science, technology, engineering, or math? Take a look at the academies of the Windsor-Essex Catholic District School Board. You'll be glad you did. And years from now, you'll look back on your high school days as the best times of your life. The academies of the Windsor-Essex Catholic District School Board. We're with you all the way.
Back live here at the Sportsplex, Matt Sykes, the co-head coach of the St. Clair Saints, now joining me. And Matt, it was a really impressive second quarter from you guys. You guys went on a scoring run, even though Conastoga was still able to come back. I mean, how you guys were able to open up the scoring?
We're getting easy looks right now. Our transition offense has been good. We're not really running our stuff very well, which is surprising because we have 49 points, but we're still not playing our best offense right now.
Absolutely. That speaks a lot about the discipline and whatnot. And, of course, you guys are coming off a turnaround here at home. I mean, does fatigue play a big factor in these back-to-back games?
Not normally. We're usually pretty good on the second day, but, yeah, it looks like it's playing a factor right now. Our defensive intensity has been really off, and I don't like the way our team's been playing defense today.
But is it no surprise that David Gomez Jr. is one of among the leaders in scoring at all?
Yeah, he's been getting the look in the lane a lot. He dribble drive. He's hard to defend. So these guys are trying to play aggressive on him, and they're having a hard time keeping up with him.
What's going to be the keys for the second half?
Defensive intensity. Our defense is not good enough right now, and if we can put the ball pressure and get some easy stops, and we'll be in good shape.
All right, man. Thank you for your
All
time.
right,
Good
thank
stuff. That was the co-head coach of the St. Clair Saints, Matt Sykes. When we come back, I'll have Royal Church join me as we break down the stats and facts of the first half. Stay where you are.
Hi, I'm DJ Smith, head coach of the Ottawa Senators. For the best in local sports coverage, we digital.
Here, it's about you. Your passion, your skills, stepping up to the challenge. It's here where we rise above, soar to our full potential, and where we become work ready. St. Clair College. It's time to take flight. Rise above the ordinary.
Like our champions, we know what it takes to win. Every day we put on our uniforms and we strive to be the best. Ring after ring, we keep practicing until it becomes second nature. Our craftsmen have put in thousands of hours to master their trade. And when things get tough, we make the adjustments needed to stay on top. Baron Championship rings. This is who we are.
Welcome back. Royal Church now joins me in the Mott's On Time Express broadcast booth, and a lot of takeaways in the first 20 minutes, Royal, as we're about to present some highlights of the first half. A lot of tough shots from both of these clubs, but the big takeaway is that St. Clair is shooting 56% from the field. And those tough shots of the basket is really working out for them.
That's unheard of. But I think a big reason for that is Gomez. He's been able to penetrate, get to the foul line, and shoot those little 10-footers that he likes to shoot off the one leg.
Here comes
and
the highlights.
He's been making those. There's one of them right here, Aaron, where he goes right in and shoots that little shot after he penetrates down the lane.
And it was a shootout. halfway into the second quarter. We couldn't be amazed at that, no question about it. 2 players in double-digit scoring figures for the Conestoga Condors. On the other hand, Stefan Simic warming up with 14 points. Isaiah Edwards with 10 points. Basically the 1-2 punch right there for the black and gold. St. Clair, on the other hand, like you said, Gomez Jr. warming up with 13 points. But it's Josiah Deer who's ending up with 14 points after the first 20 minutes. And it goes to show there's some great shot choices, but they have to tighten up on defense.
Yes, but Josiah Deer is really shooting the ball well from the three-point line, and it would behoove the St. Clair Saints to get him the ball as much as possible.
Absolutely. We have some more replays from the first half as well, as you're about to take a look at them. As we do that, we take a look at some of the stats. You know, the fouls weren't a big factor into this. Here we go with the replay.
There's Josiah Deer penetrating again, banking it off the glass and in.
And no question about it right there. But you got to give Conestoga the benefit of the doubt too. They're shooting 42%, which is admirable as well when you come to the swing of things. Conestoga outscoring St. Clair 28-23 in the second quarter, however.
There's Simic with a long three-pointer, and he's been doing that the entire first half, Aaron.
And in addition to that, you see Isaiah Edwards, tough floater to go. And here we go with some more looks. Now I'm telling you, Javante Cooper's been getting a lot of good looks as the guard for the Conestoga Condors. It's just a matter of him of getting involved into it too, because it's not just a big man's game, it's everybody's game as well.
Absolutely, and he scored that basket just after he got an incredible rebound. His vertical on that rebound was just off the charts there.
We're seeing a lot of talent being displayed here, not only from yesterday, but from today as well. Conestoga sitting in 8th place right now, coming off a big win against the Lambton Lions. But again, for both of these teams, fatigue plays a big factor, so you don't know which team is going to be on the court the very next day. And so far, the Conestoga Condors holding their own despite the deficit.
They certainly don't look like an 8th place team, do they?
No, they do not.
They're very, very structured, and they run the ball well. They're disciplined on their offense. They know who to get the ball to score. And in particular, the guard, Stefan Simic, is doing a great job at A, shooting the ball, B, penetrating, and C, when he doesn't have anything, he gets it to a shooter.
And that's what Coach Matt Buckley said about Simic. He has a high basketball IQ. As we take a look at one more replay. And this was from the second quarter. Just great ball movement for the Condors that just opened up Stefan Simic for the 3. We have a minute left. Let's quickly talk about the keys for the second half.
Well, I think more of the same for St. Clair. The ball needs to go to Gomez Jr., and the ball needs to go to Willis Paris a little bit more, but he hasn't been in the game a lot in the second part of the first half.
Well, that's right, no question about it. It's a 49-41 point lead for the St. Clair Saints. More highlights. That was a Willis Paris 3 that started things off for the Saints at the beginning of the game. But at the moment, those are the only points he has. It's an 8-point lead for the St. Clair Saints. We'll take a step aside. When we come back, we'll have the second half here from the Sportsplex. Stay where you are.
Hi, I'm DJ Smith, head coach of the Ottawa Senators. For the best in local sports coverage, we digital.
Here, it's about you. Your passion, your skills, stepping up to the challenge. It's here where we rise above, soar to our full potential, and where we become work ready. St. Clair College, it's time to take flight. Rise above the ordinary.
Like our champions, we know what it takes to win. Every day we put on our uniforms and we strive to be the best. Ring after ring, we keep practicing until it becomes second nature. Our craftsmen have put in thousands of hours to master their trade. And when things get tough, we make the adjustments needed to stay on top. Baron Championship rings. This is who we are.
The St. Clair Saints lead the Conestoga Condors 49-41 as we're about set to go here in the third quarter. You see the Lady Conestoga Condors team. They fall in a very tough game here this afternoon, but it was a good game to say the least. A good credit for the Conestoga Condors ladies team that's still among the top of the OCAA Western Division. Aaron Sanders alongside Royal Church in the Mott's On Time Express broadcast booth. Final adjustments being made here before the second half begins. And it's been a back and forth affair, similar to what we saw in the ladies game earlier here, Royal.
Yes, and certainly the key players for the Condors are Stefan Simic with 14 in the first half, and Isaiah Edwards with 10 for St. Clair. David Gomez Jr. with 13 and Josiah Deere with 14. So I think those players are going to continue to be featured in this game, and I'm hoping that Glenn Willis Paris will get back on the floor and start to have an impact.
We'll see if he'll be able to put a big impact in the first 3 minutes of this third quarter as Conestoga has the ball. This is Avery Sutton. Finds Simic. 8 on the timer. Simic outside. Cooper, nice fake, but they'll call travel.
Cooper tried to make a ball fake and he went up just a little too far, and his plant foot just barely came off the floor for a travel.
And that's what Matt Buckley was debating. Ball goes the other way. Shallow, open three, and it goes. That's how the Saints started the game. A three right from the corner.
And Shallow's a very good shooter, Aaron.
A very good shooter, no doubt about it. But only ended up with 7 points the last game. WFL on Glenn Willis Paris, his second of the day. Here's another glimpse.
That's Isaiah Edwards penetrating into the key, and Willis Paris had the ball, but he also had the arm first.
Isaiah Edwards misses the free throw. Ended up with 10 points. But with a guy that size, how do you contain him?
He's very difficult, Aaron. Very muscular, very big, very strong.
Knocks down the free throws, 52-42, as we're getting things underway here in the second half on We Digital Productions. Glad you're here for the final doubleheader of the 2019 calendar year for the Saints. Shallow from downtown, put her there. Back-to-back threes for the same Shallow.
From Gomez Jr., a nice assist.
He got that open look, and Gomez Jr. recognized it. Shallow almost got the steal, but Sutton defers it over to Cooper. Cooper down to the side, flings it, and buries it. So Javante Cooper keeping the Condors in striking distance. Holding called by Jamie Ireland. That'll be on Javante Cooper.
Mr. Cooper's a very quick player, maybe the quickest on the floor.
One of the main guards for the Condors as Gomez Jr.'s tough shot doesn't go for him. Here's Simic with the ball. Simic down across Cooper. Simic one-on-one with Gomez Jr. Over to Edwards, catch and shoot three, and it doesn't work. Here's Shallow. Gomez Jr. fighting through with the right hand, no good. Second chance opportunity comes up, it gets thwarted. Here comes the Condors. Cooper, tough shot, loses control in midair. Edwards to Silla, and the foul.
Here's the replay. It looked like Hassan Shallow was in position to take the charge, Aaron, and he just kind of turned his back, and when you do that, they're always going to call a block on you, and they did.
Tanuti Silla was the trailer on that play as he looks to connect for his 8th point, and he does. 7-point game, 7:40 to go. Gomez Jr. driving in from the left, fires it, and it's good.
Again, it's that Gomez Jr. penetration that causes difficulty for Conestoga.
And that's why he was able to get 13 points in the half. That shot is missed. Silla comes up with the rebound. Edwards with many time, and he misses it. Shallow driving, finds Willis Paris, outside Deer. They close out on the weak side defense, and they find a cutting Harmon. 7 on the shot clock. Shallow goes to work. Tries to find Gomez Jr., but it goes out of bounds.
Gomez Jr. telling Shallow to shoot it. He was expecting the shot and preparing to rebound there, so.
I think he was expecting the floater too from him as he was driving right down to the basket. The game's still within reach of the Conestoga Condors. They find themselves down 9. Simic from downtown, and it rattles in him out. And Harmon goes down. Looks like he caught a hand to the face. And we'll take another look.
Here we go. There's Simic giving the ball off, getting the ball back, shooting that three, missing it, and then
here's Harmon, and this is where the foul was. He got hit in the face by Edwards. And Edwards. Today Silla gets the basket to go. The Condors redeemed themselves. After the foul, it's almost taken away. Harmon controls the ball. Nothing short of excitement here in the early stages of the second half. Willis Paris knocks it from downtown.
Well, he did it. He came back, got back in the game, and made a good shot. So good for him.
Willis Paris with 6 points. And Oldham from downtown. Cooper misses the three. And it's Willis Paris that comes out of there with a rebound. Swing pass over to Willis Paris. And he gets fouled at the three-point line. He'll go to the line, shoot three.
Well, what a bad decision to foul the jump shooter when he's taking a shot off balance, falling away.
And that's the second time the Condors committed that kind of foul. That'll send Willis Paris to the line. Coming into this weekend, Willis Paris shot 60% from the field. Free throw line, rather. As mentioned, he got a double-double last night against the Royals. 13 points, 10 boards, 4 steals, 3 assists, and 3 blocks. A very good outing for him as he continues the scoring. 5 quick points for him here in the third. Make that 6 and 9 points overall.
Willis Paris having a real impact on this second half, Aaron.
He scored 6 quick points as Cooper gives it up to Simic. Simic on the drive, in from the left. Tries to find Roddy. He does. He gets flustered. 3 in the key. Violation called. Almost halfway into the third quarter. Gomez Jr. with a crossover dribble. Finds Shallow at the last second. Gomez Jr. spins, fakes, fires it, doesn't score, and he drops it right in. That was one of their toughest shots I've ever seen. Meanwhile, Simic blows the layup, and a foul is called. Darnell Petty checks in for St. Clair.
Conastoga losing their composure a little bit here, Aaron, in the third quarter. They better get it back pretty soon, start to play with more discipline if they want to stay in this game with the Saints.
St. Clair opening things up with points. That's why they're up 15. Good feed inside to Silla, and he's off to the line. Josiah Deere with his third foul. So
here's
will head
the
off.
replay. Somebody forgot to guard number 22, and he got a clear shot on the out of bounds play, but got fouled.
Nearly Silla the line. He has 10 today. Make that 11. Conestoga still in this game. That's 12 for Silla. (65-52). Gomez Jr. through the traffic. Bucket's no good.
A lot of contact on that play, Aaron. A lot of contact.
Almost a whole lineup committing to the box out. That'll be an offensive foul on Conestoga. Matt Buckley having a word with Jeff Astles about the previous play.
Here we got the replay. Here's Gomez. Spin dribble. Jumper from the foul line. It crawls over the front of the rim for a score.
It just stood there for a split second. It's hard to believe whether we're winning or not, but it did. Back to live action. Petty misses everything. And here comes the Condors. And the Lady Condors letting him know that was an air ball. Simic for 2, no good. Harmon in the drive under 4 minutes to go in the third. Mercury with the ball. Willis Paris with the fake, can't control his dribble, is taken away by Sutton, but Willis Paris gets the ball back. Here comes the Saints. Harmon, 6 on the shot clock. Willis Paris trying to go to work as a foul will be called on the floor. There'll be a foul on Dylan Menani. So that sends Willis Paris back to the line, and that puts the Condors over the limit. Dalen Davis will check back in following the free throw.
Stefan Simic having some trouble this second half, Aaron. He's not able to make his jump shots like he did in the first half.
That is right. He's been scoreless since the second half began.
It's not coming as easy to him as it did in the first half, for sure.
The Saints realizing that he's a threat anywhere he shoots, as Willis Paris knocks down the first free throw.
Willis Paris is sure getting it done here in the second half, Aaron, making all his free throws, making some threes.
Well, this was around the same time where he took care of business last night against the Redeemer Royals as he knocks down both free throws, and Dalen Davis will check back in.
Don't keep him out too long, coaches. He's hot. He's hot.
Willis Paris with 11 points. And remember, he only had 3 in the first half. Simic on the drive. And another offensive foul.
Simic forcing it. Left-hand dribble, takes it to the rim, and good defensive stance there by Jaden.
Harmon sets the pick for Gomez. Mercury for 3. Off the front, Dalen Davis hurdles for the rebound. Everybody's in the air, but it's Magnani that comes out with it. Sutton from downtown, and it misses. Magnani trying to drive through Mercury, but can't. Silla, 7 on the timer. Magnani gets it poked away by Mercury. Saints in motion. This is a 4-on-3. Mercury all the way, misses it. Putback is no good, however, but Mercury's there to put it right back in. Here's Simic, yes! Stefan Simic had a couple of tough breaks, but he's able to end his scoring drought in the third. And another tough shot this time around as Darnell Petty gets the easy 2, and that prompts on Matt Buckley, barber's chair timeout. And the Condors are slowly seeing this game slip away from their hands.
Absolutely, it's now a 17-point lead for the Saints, and Conastoga's sure gonna have to get it together pretty soon.
And as always, we're pleased to have Mott's On Time Express join the We Digital family this season. From minivans to 24-foot straight trucks, we're committed to make any move, big or small, quick and easy for our customers. For bigger loads, accommodations can be made to supply dry vans as well as flatbed trucks. Mott's On Time Express, open 24 hours, 364 days a year. So earlier we seen Glenn Willis Paris score 8 points in the third quarter. It was taken off the bench, and you could see the Saints corralling over him and taking that lead.
Yes, and here's a picture of the St. Clair Saints bench with Coach Sagan talking to his players, settling him down a little bit. He's getting a little scrappy there for a while, so he wants to settle him down and get him into a little more disciplined play. Want to cut down those turnovers, Aaron, especially now here late in the third quarter.
That's been one of the problems for St. Clair the last couple of games. Currently, the Saints are outscoring the Conestoga Condors 22-13, and that shot is short. One of the players we haven't seen that much was number 15, Ifoza Akbanzi, one of the leading scorers for the Condors.
Yes, I find that kind of odd that he's not been in the game very much.
In addition to a couple of scratches the Condors have. 7 on the clock. Mercury steps back for the long 2. Can't bury it. But Petty's there to pick up the rebound and in. Now 73-54. And Yanni. They swing it right over to the left side. That's Simic. Only 2 points in the quarter. Falls away for the tough shot, draws the foul.
Here you see Simic making a spin dribble, going to the hole, and getting fouled. I think he's a little frustrated with his three-point shooting, so he's trying to get to the rim more often now.
Well, this is what the Condors were doing prior to halftime, going right inside of the basket, drawing the contact, going to the free throw line, and scoring those points. So they're getting right back into their game plan a quarter ago as Simic knocks down the first.
The problem is they've got themselves in an 18-point hole and it's going to be awfully difficult to dig themselves out of it.
Simic knocks down both free throws. It's now 73-56. Petty Cunning loses control, but it will stay with St. Clair. One more look at it as Simic tries to get some air. And a play like that will take the wind out of you as Simic got hit in the face.
But he did tip the ball out of bounds, so it's St. Clair ball.
77 seconds left here in the third. 73-56 is the score in favor of the St. Clair Saints. Miles Hall will inbound. All over the Harmon. Here's Hall for three, and it's short. And Hall with the steal. Trying to redeem himself. Corner three, Jerry Mercury off the side. It will be Condor's ball.
Javante, get over and get the rebound.
The same Shallow comes back in. Well, it looks like
at least
it'll be
we
Saints ball.
thought it was going to be Condor's ball.
It looks like St. Clair will have another chance with just under a minute to go in third.
It's coming out, T.
All driving one-on-one against Cooper. Drives inside near the elbow, flings it up and in. Miles Hall continuing his scoring rage as the floater is good for Avery Sutton. Shallow, trapped, breaks out of it. Davis to Hall. Another tough shot, and it doesn't work for him. Silla one-on-one with Shallow. Shot clock, game clock, 1 second difference. Weichel misses the shot. Great save by Silla, and that leaves Simic open. And he is off to the line with 10 seconds to go.
Here we go. There's Simic penetrating down the baseline, putting up the shot and drawing the foul.
Simic getting back in the scoring groove here in the third quarter. Took about 5 minutes, but he's been able to deliver some key plays for the Condors as they now find themselves down 15. Final 8 seconds here in the third. Mercury, ball almost got poked away. Shallow, time winding down. Hall at the buzzer gets fouled. And he'll have one more chance to score before the end of the third.
Here's kind of a sloppy play where St. Clair ends up with the ball and fouled by number 12, Conastoga. And I believe that's Hall at the line for 2 shots, Aaron.
Could have ended up bad for St. Clair because they were this close from being swallowed up by the full court trap from the Conestoga Condors, but it was good for Miles Hall to look up and recognize the body that was coming right to him as he knocks down both free throws. 1.3 seconds to go here in the third. As Sutton will put it up, it'll count if it goes, and it doesn't. We're at the end of 3, and St. Clair is 10 minutes away from going 9-2. We'll come back with the fourth quarter after this message and a word from We Digital Productions.
Are you passionate about a particular sport? Would you like to combine it with your education? Are you thinking about a career in one of the many rewarding construction-related trades? Do you love subjects like science, technology, engineering, or math? Take a look at the academies of the Windsor-Essex Catholic District School Board. You'll be glad you did. And years from now, you'll look back on your high school days as the best times of your life. The academies of the Windsor-Essex Catholic District School Board. We're with you all the way.
Welcome back to We Digital Productions, continuing coverage of OCAA basketball action. Aaron Sanders with Royal Church here in the Monts On Time Express broadcast booth. As you can see, St. Clair with a 17-point lead heading into the final 10 minutes of the game. And they want to hold on to it because this is around that time where they take their foot off the pedal, so to speak, Royal.
Yes, and now certainly not the time to do it. You got the 17-point lead with 10 minutes left in this game, and you really have to focus and go harder now.
So the Saints with the ball to start the fourth. Here's Darnell Petty, guarded by Simic. Jalen Davis from downtown doesn't hit it. Petty on the putback. It is no good. Cooper for two. So Cooper starts things off here in the fourth as Mercury drives and travels.
Little lack of focus there by Mercury. You don't need that at this time, for sure. Here's the replay of Cooper going right into the rim and scoring off the glass.
What a tough layup from Javante Cooper. He has 12 in the night, matches his jersey number. But the Condors still stuck by 15. Loose ball on the ground. Who has it? It's Edwards. Edwards trying to drive with the finger roll, and he misses it. Davis with the rebound. Gets through Simic. Mercury over to Hall. Davis for three. Simic comes out of there with a rebound. Nice crossover from Sutton. Edwards all alone. Can't hit it. Dalen Davis on the move. Petty guarded by Sutton. Over to Mercury. Straightaway three. Off the top. And Cooper is up with the rebound. Here's Silla one-on-one with Shallow. He has Petty right behind him and beats both of them. It's a 13-point game. Davis on the drive, spinning in from the right side, flips it up and in. And Dalen Davis gets on the scoreboard as it's now 79-64. Pass over, Sutton for three. Here's Hall, breaking through two defenders, goes all the way in, it's no good. Here's Simic with the ball. Condors have numbers, 4 on 3, Sutton for three, that's short. But the putback is good by Edwards. It's a timeout called by Brandon Segan, and he's not happy about that effort.
No, you could see that coming, Aaron. They were just playing run and gun with Conastoga, and why do you want to do that? When you got a 17-point lead, that's the last thing you want to do. So they got in that up and down stuff. Now their lead is cut to 10 from 17, and that only took about a minute and a half.
Well, how about the persistency from the Conestoga Condors? They're not giving up, no question about it.
Here's a replay here with Conestoga bringing the ball up. Good penetration, and the layup is good.
You see Brandon Segan, or correction, that's assistant coach, that's head coach Matt Buckley for the Conestoga Condors, drawing up a play. You have to wonder what he's saying to his team right now as they only find themselves down 10. We'll have another look at some highlights here from the fourth quarter.
Oh, there's Simic's running hook shot for off the glass and in. A very nice shot. He's starting to get some results here in the fourth quarter now, Aaron. Starting to score a little bit, whereas at the beginning of the quarter he wasn't scoring very much.
That's right, he had 14 in the first half. And he was able to score 6 points here in the second half. It's Gomez Jr. down to the weak side for Conestoga. It's Gomez Jr. with a tough shot, and he is fouled.
Well, the good thing there is St. Clair got the ball to the right guy. And there he is on the perimeter, going to the hole, right-handed dribble, gets into traffic and gets fouled. So he's going to the line for 2.
Gomez Jr., top free throw shooter in the OCAA, ranked first. And remember, despite his injury over at Sheridan last week, his scoring hasn't slowed down a bit. He has 19. Coming into this week, he averaged around 21. Edwards loses control of the ball, loose ball on the floor. Silla to Simic, 6 on the clock, and it's offensive foul.
That was on number 21, Isaiah Edwards.
That'll foul him out, and that's unfortunate for the Condors. He's been producing really good numbers as he fouls out with 13 points and change.
That's really going to hurt them in their push to get even here. They're down 12 points with one of their best players just fouled out. Here's the replay. There's Simic going in, getting it to the perimeter, and that's where the offensive foul was called on number 21, right at the foul line. That's the one that fouled him out, Isaiah Edwards.
And with that, they lose one of their top scorers, who averages around 10 points a game. But once again, we haven't seen another one of their big guys, Afosa Bonzi, on the court since the second half began. Here's Deere on the drive in from the right, puts it up and in. So the Saints are up 14, and it's another offensive foul.
Number 7.
That's Ahmed Radi.
He set a screen, but he must have moved his hip or his leg, and they called the offensive foul on him.
Regardless, the Condors have been outscoring St. Clair 9-6 in this quarter. Gomez Jr. driving, fires it up, and it's no good. Here's Silla with the rebound. As they push up the tempo, Simic for 3, he got it.
Condors cut the lead to 11 here.
And Matt Buckley wanted a push, but he gets a technical foul instead. If we get a replay of that, I'm sure we'll show what could have been a shove off of Dalen Davis. All right, here we go.
That was the technical.
The push came before the technical. And now David Gomez is off to the line to shoot the technical, and they'll get the ball back. And you know, it's interesting to me that this was around the same time the Saints were able to corral in the fourth quarter yesterday against the Redeemer and win it. The technical foul slowed things down, brought things back in their favor, and they won the game by 4.
Absolutely, you're absolutely right there, Aaron. The technical foul is a big play.
What a behind the back dribble from Deere. He misses a 3. Condors still fighting. They're down 12. Plenty of things could happen in 5 minutes. Cooper will take it himself. Can't drain it. Silla with a rebound. Here's Cooper trying to break through the double team. 9 on the shot clock. Simic driving, loses control, and it's Gomez Jr. with daylight.
Still 5 minutes left, Aaron, but 14-point lead. The St. Clair Saints are pulling away here a little bit.
Simic lost control of the ball. It'll be St. Clair ball. One more replay, the Gomez breakaway layup.
There's Gomez laying the ball in. That's a big play for St. Clair.
Back to live action, and St. Clair turns the ball over after getting the ball. Under 5 minutes to go here in the fourth. Saints 86, Condors 72. Here's Sutton, yes! Avery Sutton connects from the key. It's now 86-74. Harmon, no look pass into Gomez Jr. Can he work through it? He cannot, and the Condors are right back in it. Ahmed Roddy with a rebound. Sutton with the step, gets flustered, loose ball on the ground. It'll be Saints basketball.
It seems to me, Aaron, that both teams are pretty loose with the basketball.
That was the story of the last game. Harmon for 3, off the front. Deere with the rebound. He'll go for a 3, and he can't bury it. Davis almost smacked the ball away, but it's Simic who recovers for the Condors. Foul on the play.
Well, that's the first foul of the quarter on St. Clair, Aaron.
Compared to the Condors 3, adding the technical foul. Sutton changed his mind, good decision, goes for the 3 instead, hits the front, and Willis Paris comes out of there with a rebound. Here comes the Saints. Davis goes through Simic, goes all the way in the traffic, up and in! Oh my! How can the Condors respond to that? Crossover dribble from Sutton. Over to Cooper for the 3, and he got it. Devontae Cooper with a very important tray, and it's now an 11-point game. Willis Paris, put her there. And again, this is a guy you don't want warming up from downtown. Simic, easy layup is missed. Deere from downtown, no good. Gomez Jr. pokes it right out, puts it up and in. And Matt Buckley's seen enough. He'll get a barber's chair timeout.
Here we go. Dalen Davis taking the ball up the center of the floor, kicking it out to Josiah Deere. And there's Gomez Jr. keeping the ball alive and laying it in. What a fantastic play.
Sutton had the ball
Jr.
in his hands for a second there, but could not gain control of it. I mean, Gomez Jr. was just smothering him down on the box out.
Willis Paris has made a couple of great plays here, Aaron. A couple of rebounds he got. Then he made another three-pointer from the corner. So he's really contributing.
He now has 11 points here in the second half, as we have another look at some highlights from earlier today.
There's the long jumper by,
Looks
his
to be
name
Devontae
escapes.
Cooper.
Devontae Cooper, and he's played very well today, defensively and offensively. He's been an impact player.
Devontae Cooper has 15 points at the moment. Leading scorer for the Condors is Stefan Simic with 23. Next time we will see you, it will be in the new year for OCAA action. It will be volleyball as the Niagara Knights take on the St. Clair Saints. Our telecast will start at 2 p.m. with the men's game, and the women's game will follow afterwards at 4 p.m. here on We Digital Productions. Again, this is our final doubleheader of the 2019 year before the semester ends. Here's Silla for three. Can't get it. Glenn Willis Paris there with a rebound. He must have a double-double at this point. It will whistle on the play in the backcourt.
Yeah, Willis Paris's rebound totals must be outstanding today, Aaron.
He's a player of the day candidate, no question.
He sure is. He sure is.
In foul trouble now, Javante Cooper with 4 fouls. Gomez Jr. driving. Here's Deere through the double team. Misses the teardrop. Here's Stefan Simic over to Cooper. Fakes the three. Over to Edward. Over to Silla. Simic crosses over. Misses the three. It will be a St. Clair foul. It will be Jalen Harmon's second foul of the game. One more look at the replay with the foul. It was Jalen Harmon with too much body down in the box out. Javante Cooper knocks down a three from the corner. It is now a 13-point game. We're under the 2-minute mark here in the fourth. And David has the ball, flings through, yes! And Gomez Jr. with 26. Another three is missed. Harmon comes down with a rebound. Petty for two. And at this point, this game is seeping away from the Conestoga Condors. Simic on the drive, falls through with the foul. He's off to the line. And for Simic, he has 23 points for the day. And one more.
Here we see Gomez heading to the rim. Beats his man and lays it in. He's had a great day today, 26 points.
Timeout called by St. Clair, their first timeout of the half. But as far as the first half of the OCAA season is concerned, the Conestoga Condors has one more game on the road, and that will be next weekend, where they will travel to Humber to play against the Hawks. And anybody will tell you that's a tough assignment when you have to go up against the Humber Hawks in their house.
Player of the game.
It looks like Glenn Willis Paris will be the player of the game if this lead holds on for St. Clair. One more look. Dalen Davis with a tough layup. And now the Saints are on the verge of going 6-0 at home, 9-2 overall, and putting on a very nice clamp down in the second place in the OCAA Western Division.
Yeah, this wasn't an easy game today. Conestoga fought like troopers to try and get this win, but St. Clair looks like they've wrapped it up pretty much, and will go 8-2.
Actually, they'll go 9-2, 6-0 at home. And their next game won't be until January 17th, where they will play host to their 401 rivals, the Fanshawe Falcons. Tough rivalry, no matter where you go. It could be hockey, basketball, or football, but you know that London-Windsor rivalry heats up. And we'll see if it heats up in the new year. Meanwhile, Simic knocks down the second free throw. He has 25 for the night. And in his place, Hugh Whitechell will check in. Minute and 30 to go here in regulation. Speed from Petty, trying to beat Weichel off the dribble. Here's Kador to Ahmad. Segan and Sykes emptying out St. Clair's bench. Is taken away by Cooper as he drives it in for two. 13-point game as Aikens comes up with the ball. Aikens loses control, but is slapped by Conestoga. St. Clair will retain possession with 1:05 remaining. Here's Gomez Jr. on the drive. Over to Aikens. He'll take a crack at a three, and it goes short. And Conestoga not slowing things down. They have 1 minute to go here. But hats off to this Conestoga Condors organization. Two tough games today that they presented to St. Clair. In addition to that, it was tough coming off the road against Lambton last night and still putting up a tough fight over here with a short turnaround time.
Yeah, they sure did, and both teams were excellent. The women's team hung in there. I think they ended up at 11. They lost by 11, but it was a great effort on their part.
And
this men's team, same deal. They played their hearts out today and probably deserved a better fate, but St. Clair also played well.
So the Condors will drop to 4-6. St. Clair will go up 9-2 as Gomez Jr. fights through, and he'll go back to the line. 30.9 seconds to go here in the fourth as we get one more gander at the Gomez Jr. layup. Gomez Jr. looking for his 27th and 28th point.
But it amazes me how Gomez Jr. gets knocked around and banged around, and he really is seldom injured, is he, Aaron?
Despite the tape on his wrist from last week's injury, he still finds a way to score in bunches. And now we're going to see Adrian Gunther come in for the St. Clair Saints for the first time today and for the weekend. So the Condors will look for one more shot as Cooper knocks down the three. 99-88. And Darnell Petty will hold on to the ball as the Saints move up to 9-2, 6-0 at home as they wrap up their 2019 portion of the OCAA season. They do that by defeating the Conestoga Condors 99-88. And an incredible afternoon of basketball here on We Digital Productions. We'll take a step aside and we'll come back with the player of the game after this.
Hi, I'm DJ Smith, head coach of the Ottawa Senators. For the best in local sports coverage, We Digital.
Here, it's about you. Your passion, your skills, stepping up to the challenge. It's here where we rise above, soar to our full potential, and where we become work ready. St. Clair College, it's time to take flight. Rise above the ordinary.
Like our champions, We know what it takes to win. Every day we put on our uniforms and we strive to be the best. Ring after ring, we keep practicing until it becomes second nature. Our craftsmen have put in thousands of hours to master their trade. And when things get tough, we make the adjustments needed to stay on top. Barron Championship rings. This is who we are.
Aaron Sanders back here at the Sportsplex where the final score once again is the St. Clair Saints 99, the Conastoga Condors 88. I'm joined by the player of the game, Glenn Willis-Paris. And Glenn, good stuff here in this game. You were very quiet in the first quarter, but you guys were able to step it up, including yourself. A lot of points scored for you in the second half. What was the key?
We came out too flat in the beginning, so we took the team lightly. So at halftime, coach told us to wake up and just come out and compete.
How do you describe this week? 2 straight wins for you guys, and now you're up 9-2.
In my eyes, it's a perfect weekend because we wanted to go back in and take over the first place because we lost the two games last weekend. So the whole game plan was to come in and go in the next semester positive.
With those 2 losses down to the GTA region, what did you guys learn from those games?
That just because we're undefeated doesn't mean we can beat everybody. We just thought we were the top dogs, and they showed us. So.
How gratifying is it to be undefeated at home still?
I mean, it's great because the idea is you don't want to lose at home. You want to protect home court. So that was the game plan, and that's what we did.
And home court really got it done here. Glenn, congratulations to you. We'll see you in the new year.
Thank you.
All right, Glenn Willis-Paris is your player of the game as the final score is 99-88. That will do it for us in the 2019 calendar year of We Digital broadcast here, but we'll be back in 2020 for a volleyball doubleheader on January 12th. The Niagara Knights will come into town to play against the St. Clair Saints. The men's game will follow up at first. We'll start the telecast at 2, and the women's game will follow at 4 p.m. On behalf of the entire crew here on We Digital Productions, we thank you for watching. Have a great holiday and be safe out there. Until then, Aaron Sanders saying so long from the Rose City.